Is Steve Carell with us?
He's ready.
The incredible Burt Wonderstone. He joins us now. Do you go to Laker games, Steve?
I have not been this year, but there is going to be a huge problem.
But when you go, what happens? What's the feeling like? The seating arrangement. How does it work?
When I go, I really turn the place upside down. Everyone can't believe the star power that has entered the room when I'm there. The last time I went, Warner Brothers has these great seats, and they gave me 2 seats, like right on the court. It's fantastic. So that's pretty special to be able to see it from that vantage point.
Were you on the Kiss Cam?
I've never been on the Kiss Cam, unfortunately.
It's always weird when you're next to Will Ferrell on the Kiss Cam.
He will make out with anyone when he goes on the Kiss Cam. He will. I've never seen a game with Will, but I venture to guess the two of us will be making out by the end if we sit together.
I'll somehow make this segue to your movie. Working with Jim Carrey. When you're with somebody who is physically funny, the difference of physically funny to somebody who is one-liner funny, how is that? Yeah. What's the difference in working with somebody like that?
It is mesmerizing working with someone like Jim Carrey because you forget that you're actually doing a scene with him, and you start to become an audience member because you're just marveling at what he's doing. Because no one really can do what he does. He does some physical stuff in this movie that I still don't know really how he pulled it off. And he's kind of a legend. He's this guy who has this body of work and has been making people laugh for a while, and he just goes for it in this movie. Like really sort of old school Jim Carrey. He's like really just in a character going for it. It's fun. It's fun to watch.
Give me the magicians that you studied.
I did a little. I got to know David Copperfield pretty well, and we saw his show. Spent some time with him. Saw Chris Angel's show. Saw Penn and Teller. Saw a bunch of magicians in Los Angeles at a place called the Magic Castle, and they're all different. They all have different vibes and different flourishes. And I tried to. My guy in this movie, the guy I play. Is sort of a conglomeration. He's not one or the other, but sort of a conglomeration of a high cheese factor in Vegas,
which is saying an awful lot. But
it is. Well, you know what? We shot in Vegas too, and there were a couple of days in full character with the wig and the tan and this crushed velour jumpsuit, cut to the waist. I'd walk around and nobody even batted an eye. Nobody cared. It wasn't in Las Vegas. It really fit in seamlessly to my surroundings.
How important was shooting in Vegas as opposed to a sterile set in Vancouver?
Well, it really informed my character.
But just that atmosphere that you can be
fun.
cheesy.
I mean, the trick was not to get into trouble when you're there, really. I mean, if you can just keep your head in the game and just do your work and not stay out too late or go too crazy, that's when you can survive out the other end.
But you're also, you have these guys, magicians get women. Why?
They do.
Why is there? What's the illusion that you have that you can convince women?
No, I don't. Believe me. And they all have beautiful women, and every single one. And I don't know. There's some sort of magical appeal. I can't put my finger on it. I think they get different women than say stand-up comedians get. And I don't know what it is. Maybe they're not only magicians, but they're wizards.
Well, I think that women feel sorry sometimes, or they admire a guy who lets it out there, all of his emotions. And a stand-up comedian is telling you about his life and all the things that go wrong, and maybe women fall in love with that. Whereas a magician, it's all about the illusion, and he's up on stage and he's making magic, and he can cut me in half if he wants to. He can levitate me.
Yeah, I would assume that's part of it. Yeah, he's larger than life. There's a mysterious quality about, or at least other people believe him to be mysterious. So maybe that's good enough.
He's Steve Carell, the incredible Burt Wonderstone. Who gets to come up with the names of the characters?
This the script that was sent to us. This is Burt Wonderstone was the name of the original script. I have no idea where that name was concocted.
Funniest guy
but I think
out
it's
of
a keeper.
all of the guys you got there. You got Buscemi, you got yourself, you got Jim, Alan Arkin. Funniest guy off the set is who?
Alan Arkin. For sure. I am such a huge Alan Arkin fan. It's ridiculous.
Well, you did Little Miss Sunshine with him.
And Get Smart. I will work with him. He's the best guy, and so dry and so funny, so smart. He's an idol. I think it's fair to say he's one of my big idols.
The final episode of Office, I think they had the final read through. Are you at least on the outside looking in, curious how this all ends?
I've been in touch with everybody in the cast. I've been talking to them. They're going through what I went through 2 years ago right now, and I feel what they're doing. It's a lot. It was a big part of our lives, and it was it was a special period of time. And I'm curious to see how it ends up and how all the stories intersect or don't. Greg Daniels, who's in charge of it, I'm sure has some great tricks up his sleeve.
But you're not involved in any of it.
No, I'm not. I just thought it was that character was done with the documentary. I feel like he would go back to visit his friends there, but I don't think he'd appear on camera anymore. I think he's moved on to a different place.
The only thing I thought is they're all pulling out of the parking lot at Dunder Mifflin, and the sun's going down, and all of a sudden they don't realize, but you have pulled into the parking lot, and it ends.
Oh, I'd like to visit everybody?
Yes, that you're going back to say goodbye, and in true fashion, you miss them. You're going back in.
Right, just missing. See,
yes.
Yeah, if it was something like that, just missing the boat,
yes.
and like a long shot, like the camera just sees me getting out of a car and then it ends. That's pretty funny. But I think they're actually, honestly, I think they're filming the last day. It's this Friday.
I was in touch with Brian Baumgartner, and I was asking about it. So, yeah, they're sort of hush-hush here about what's going on.
Oh, yeah,
which I get.
They're quiet about it. They have some people coming back, but I miss them. I mean, it's such a – well, a bunch of the cast.
Yeah.
They're the nicest group of people, like truly, to a person, just class all the way.
And why have you been mum on Anchorman 2?
I haven't been mum. What do you want to know about Anchorman 2?
Okay. Give me the storyline of Anchorman 2.
I can't tell you.
Can you give me a morsel here?
It takes place 7 years after the first one.
Okay.
It is the dawn of the 24-hour news, and that's where the story picks up.
What role do you play?
I play Brick Tamlin.
I know, but what role is that? what are the new challenges? Like you have?
Do I seem like I'm being coy?
Yes, you are. Don't be coy with me. Do you have a higher IQ? Does Brick have a higher IQ this time around?
I think he has the same, if not lower.
Is Harrison Ford in the movie?
Apparently he is.
How much male?
I think that was going to be a secret, but then I think pictures were taken of him on set. So yeah, I'm not going to dispute that.
How much?
But what he's doing in it, I definitely can't tell you. It is. I will say we did the table read, and it's one of the funniest things I've ever heard. And the fact that those guys, Will Ferrell and Adam McKay, who wrote the first one, they've had 8 years for this to gestate, the second one, and I think it's really going to please people. It's in the same world. It's the same vibe. I went to rehearse there a couple weeks ago. It is like going to camp with my friends. And as long as people don't get too precious about it and start taking it too seriously, it'll be as funny as the first one.
Will there be male nudity?
Well, Rudd always takes his clothes off.
Well, so does Will.
And Will does too. So, yeah, I would assume there's going to be some male nudity. Even if there's not in the script, someone will take off their clothes.
The incredible Burt Wonderstone. Hey, Steve, good to talk to you again. Good luck with the movie. Thank you.
Thanks.
All right, Steve Carell. The incredible Burt Wonderstone. and Anchorman 2.